I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I'm here at the Restore because I went down to the hearing aid place and they're right close by. This 12-inch Craftsman bandsaw goes for the small price of $200. Been a big market for hand sanitizer lately. Seems like every store has hand sanitizer. Must be one of those profit points. I think they call them POS, point of sale. It's funny because you're picking up stuff at a store that never washes anything. So, I guess you're going to want to have hand sanitizer after you touch things. Wonder what this thing is. Anybody got any ideas? Everything's $1, even if it's only worth 50 cents. That's kind of unique. Somebody glued an Allen wrench onto the end of a screwdriver. Glued or soldered or welded or something. A nice stamped wrench. Coping saw. Everybody wants to have 4 or 5 dozen of those. And a hacksaw. And these handles, or hammers, you just can't get too many of those. I know Scout Crafter likes it, but I don't think he'd like these two. Hmm. 10-pounder. $2 Black & Decker drill is about the price. Yep, that's a good price for that drill. And this is a DeWalt charger. I'm not too sure. I've never seen a charger that looked like that, so maybe one of you guys can enlighten me. Jigsaws. I've seen a lot of jigsaws lately. Must be they're kind of falling out of favor because nobody's snatching them up. I have 2 or 3, so I guess I'm full up. Nails. I have huge boxes of nails. My neighbor gave me a bunch of nails when he was moving, and I don't know what to do with them. It costs more to ship them than they're worth. I mean, I'd be kind of silly to pay somebody to haul them away. I suppose I could take them to the scrapyard, but it seems kind of a waste to throw nails in the scrap bin. Even if I'm getting paid scrap price for them, still, it seems kind of a waste to take a perfectly good nail and throw it in the junk. But I'm trying to figure out some way to find somebody who would want them. But I couldn't tell somebody to pay $9 for 10 pounds of nails. Doesn't make much sense. Little braces are nice if you're building a shed or something. I don't know anything about what this thing is. It's some kind of a control panel. And this is... I bought one of these once. Before I stopped, of course, the one I bought had springs on the bottom instead of those nylon strips. By the time I was done, I had stripped off about 20 feet of yard clear down to the dirt. No grass growing there at all. But it did a fine job of leveling it. Of course, it also wore the springs out. I wondered what this was for a minute, but I bet you guys can guess it. J-bolts. Nice if you're anchoring down the Empire State Building. And a Wagner power steamer. Well, I'm glad I don't need one of those. Taking off wallpaper is way down on my list of fun things. Don't need to worry about sinks anymore, so I'm going to eventually stop looking at them. You never know what you're going to find over here. Switch looks like it might be useful, but it's used. By the time you put it in and figure out that it doesn't work, it kind of takes away some of the shine. Don't know why they have this there. That's pretty big for a house. I don't know what you'd be using an aluminum coupling like this for. It doesn't have the spiders, so even if you wanted to use them, you'd have to find spiders for them somewhere. They're made out of aluminum too, so they're not very high load. Normally those are made out of steel or cast iron. Toggle switches. Household switches, and these are a good price for those switches. But I'm switching my house over to the newer style, the ones that I saw earlier that I mentioned were used and didn't want to buy. So I really don't have any need for boxes of switches. Very nice switches, very common too. There's an exit sign if you don't know how to get out. Bagger. I think it's for a yard, one of those yard shop vac blower things. I have a couple. The vacuum works, but then the bag is such a huge pain dumping it. It's hardly worth the trouble. And back at the hammers again. You know what this thing is? Used to use them quite a bit. More of a thing for stamping plants than home use, though. There's a washing machine hose. Just one. And a little box of drill bits, which I don't need any more of. Some doohickey that I'm interested enough to open the box but don't really care about. There's that bandsaw again. But I have a 14-inch and don't really need another. Carpeting. Lots and lots of carpeting. Well, I got everything out of there that I needed, and well, today's trip's done. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.